The message that should have stayed unread. It had been months since that night. The night I broke something I could never fix. Life looked normal on the outside, but inside I was drowning in silence. Then one evening while scrolling through old photos, his message appeared. "Hey. You up?" 3 words. That's all it took to wake up every memory I buried. I knew I shouldn't reply. I had promised myself and my husband that the past was behind me. But loneliness is clever. It wears the mask of comfort and whispers. It's just one reply. One reply became an hour of conversation. An hour became a late-night drive. And before I knew it, I was standing at his door again. That night I didn't think about vows, promises, or consequences. I thought only about how empty I felt. And how his arms used to make that emptiness quiet. But when I woke up the next morning, I realized something. It wasn't peace I felt. It was guilt, heavy and cold, sitting on my chest like truth waiting to be heard. The silence that spoke louder than words. When I came home, the sun was rising. My husband was in the kitchen making coffee like he always did. He smiled and said, "You're up early." And I swear that smile broke me more than any fight could. He didn't know, not yet. But I did, and that made every second unbearable. Days passed. I tried to act normal. Cook, talk, laugh, but guilt leaks through the smallest cracks. And soon the silence between us began to feel alive. One night, he found the truth in the form of a message I forgot to delete. He stood there, phone in hand, eyes trembling with something between pain and disbelief. He didn't yell, he just asked one question. Why? And I had no answer. Because the truth wasn't about love or lust. It was about loneliness, the kind that eats you from the inside. Until you mistake attention for affection. He left that night quietly. No drama, no shouting. Just silence. And somehow that silence was louder than any scream I've ever heard. The night I finally said no. Weeks passed like blurred days. The house felt emptier than ever. And then one evening his name lit up my phone again. The same man who had started it all. "Can we talk?" he wrote. My heart raced, but this time it wasn't excitement. It was anger at myself, at him. At everything I'd destroyed. I stared at that message for a long time. Then I typed just one word. No, and for the first time in months, I felt free. I deleted his number, his photos, every trace of that night. And then I stood in front of the mirror and said it out loud. I'm sorry, not to him. Not to my husband, but to myself. Because forgiveness starts there. Because sometimes saying no doesn't mean rejection. It means redemption now. Every night when I see my reflection, I remind myself, one moment of weakness doesn't define your entire story, but what you do after does. The night I should have said no was the night I lost myself. But the night I finally did say no was the night I found myself again.